Hi everyone, this is the tutorial for Stick Season. My name's Billy from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck straight in. So we're going to split this video into two sections. There is the fingerpicking part, so we're going to start off with that. If you're not interested in doing that, you just want to strum the chords, then the second half of the video is what you're looking for. So we need 4 chords to get through this song, and the first chord is an A major chord, which is an open A string, 2, 2, 2 on the D, G and B strings, and then an open E string. That's your first chord. We'll go over the chords first, then we'll talk about the fingerpicking and everything else afterwards. The second chord, E major, which is an open E string, 2, 2 on the A and D strings, 1 on the G, and then open E strings on the last 2 strings. The next chord we need is an F sharp minor chord, which is where we bar fret 2 on all 6 strings. We then have 4, 4 on the A and D strings, and then the barred finger takes over the bottom 3. It's probably the hardest chord, but that's the third one. And the last chord we need for this song, D major, an open D string, 2 on the G, 3 on the B, and 2 on the high E string. Now those chords, in that order, will get you through 90% of the song with a few caveats. What we're going to do now is break down the fingerpicking part, and you're going to have tab throughout this, and if you want the tab for the full song, head on over to Patreon. There is a link in the description below. More about that later though. Now there is an introduction where we play this. Now what's going to be important is your right hand, or your plucking hand. And what's going to happen is your thumb is largely going to be in control of the E, A and D strings, your pointy finger in control of the G and the B strings, and we probably won't need it, but ring finger can go over to the high E string. And what's going to happen is, whatever chord we play the lowest note with our thumb, and the start of the song goes with an A, and we go to the A string, play that, followed by the D and the B string together, which is 2 and 2. And then after that we play the D, G, D, B, which are all the number 2s. And if we play that, that's the first part. And any time we play an A major chord in this song, when it's the fingerpicking part, that's the pattern we'll play. Really try and get used to that, because the introduction loops around that 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then on the introduction they play the A string and stop. There's that little tiny part that's silent. We then go to the first verse, and the first verse starts off exactly the same with that A major chord. We play that pattern 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. We then do a very similar thing with E major, which is going to be the low E string, because that's the lowest note of our chord. Then we play the same pattern as before, just with the new chord shape. So low E string, D and B, D, G, D, B. And if we play that 4 times, then we get the second chord of the verse. We then take the same idea and move it to the F sharp, literally the exact same strings as what you've just done. Low E strings, that's the lowest note of our chord. Then the D and the B. And follow that pattern, exactly the same fingering. That's 4 times. We then get the D major chord, which is open D strings, that's our lowest note, followed by the D and the B, and we repeat the pattern. And do that 4 times. Now, the trick is with this song, you've got to play that insanely fast. It is insanely fast, so if you are quite new to fingerpicking or just new to guitar in general, go slow. Build up your pace, and that'll get you there faster, technically, if you start steady. Now, what we're going to try now is play through that all together slowly. So if you want to jam along to it, here's your chance. So after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E chord. F sharp minor, D major, So after you've gone through that part there, we get to some strumming parts. Now, the pre-chorus is the next part. We take the exact same chords with a very small difference, and that is no finger picking. We strum like this. And for every chord, what we're going to do is play down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. We're going to loop that pattern round 4 for every chord. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, then the E chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, F sharp minor, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when you get to the D chord, in this first pre-chorus, we let that sustain. We then get to the first chorus, and the first chorus, we sustain most of the chords like this. A, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, E major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, F sharp minor, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D major for 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And he builds it up for the next part of the song, which again has a slight difference to it. However, if you are interested in getting the tablature that I mentioned at the start of the video, as well as the chords and the lyrics matched up, as well as just a general structure, so 3 handy PDFs, head on over to Patreon. There is a link in the description. And if you sign up just for a couple of dollars, then you get everything wrote out professionally, and it saves you from writing it out, potentially making a mistake, or trying to memorize it all. So the second half of the chorus is almost the same as the pre-chorus with a small difference. We strum A major, E major. Up to now, everything's the same. F sharp minor. However, we only have one time round of the D major chord before going to E major. So the last part of the chorus has one lot of D to one lot of E instead of 2 lots of D. So you can see there's lots of small differences in that, so it might be worth getting the PDF over on Patreon if you like. We then get a post-chorus. So the post-chorus is a bit like the introduction, but we strum. And then we stop, we give it a little bit of a push and have silence for the last beat. We then start to get a lot more repetition. The second verse is exactly the same as the first verse, except instead of finger picking, we're strumming. So a bit like the chorus, really. We then get to a second chorus, and that second chorus is strumming the same 4 chords. So A to the E, F sharp minor to the D, and then we get to a bridge section. I'm just going to play through the bridge section, but it is largely the same as all the other parts. So here we go, A major, E major, F sharp minor, D major to E major. Now on the track you'll hear higher parts. I think they've got some form of, I don't know if it's a mandolin or a ukulele that's playing those higher chords. The guitar parts are just playing those same chords that I've just played there. We are almost at the end of the song, however there is one final chorus, and it is exactly like the very first chorus, where you play the first time round sustain chords, then the second time round strumming. So whatever you did in that first chorus, do it again. The only difference is, to end the song, there's an A major chord, give it a strum, and then you've got to the end of the song. So if you found that useful, please like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel, and consider getting the PDFs of the tab as well as the chord chart and the chords and the lyrics matched up over on Patreon. Links are in the description for that. I also want to say thanks to the people on the screen. Those are my active patrons. The moment this video goes live, they will get that content straight away. So thanks to them, and thanks to you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.